So I thought this was going to be a disappointing recording, but it appears that some of the changes that I tried to implement with building the front end actually kind of worked. We'll see. I'm going to experiment while I'm recording, but today's another day that we spent some time working on the front end. So where we had left off, we had run into a bunch of errors pretty much when trying to add some of the other functionalities, like being able to mint from a public site. And so today I've gone back through the ChatGPT prompt and I pretty much just tried to reverse engineer the steps I had done to get up to the point where I was reading all the different errors. Because to be frank, it was a little bit much for a novice. So I was able to successfully undo a lot of the stuff that we had done, getting back to the basic React site, and then being able to set up the interface so that again we could connect the wallet. But just now, as I was logging on to record, I had noticed that the site actually updated behind all the error walls, and I did have the option to mint an NFT. So something we did work. I'm still trying to figure it out, but we did follow ChatGPT's prompts. So obviously, like we're still learning, very much in a hands-on way, but it does appear that we've gotten somewhere. So I'm just gonna stop talking and show you guys. Obviously, I'll still be talking, but so I had pretty much what I did was I just like I said, I pretty much reset the React app so that it looked the way it did when we first initially loaded it. I had ended up just down or deleting the folders that we had initially set up and redoing them. Maybe there's a faster way, but nonetheless, it did work for what I was trying to do. So give me 1 second. I think this may be it here. Yes, it is. So we've gotten the contract, or not the contract, we've gotten the website back up to the point where it allowed us to connect the wallet, but it didn't do anything else up till that point. So we had gone backwards to look at the initial instructions ChatGPT gave us for setting up the site so that we could mint the NFT from it. And so we'd gone through and basically, like I'd said on the last video, I had gotten stuck trying to read ChatGPT everything that I was looking at on screen. And I think that was slowing up the process and maybe even confusing the AI and definitely me as the operator. So I just gone back and given we had already tried going through the steps once, it made a little bit more sense when I loaded it back up. So essentially what we had done was we had gone back over to the code editor and then we grabbed the AP. I don't know why I would say AP, the app.js, and we had edited some of the code. So first it had us just copy and paste this here, but it did give us the whole code, which included the functionality down below, as well as the things that it had talked about adding. So I pretty much just copied this code, pasted that here, and then I had gone through the steps that it gave us before as far as copying pasting the ABI correctly. So what we had done instead of trying to paste the ABI into the contract itself is we had created, what's it called? We created a file down here in the SRC section. We labeled it, again, exactly what ChatGPT told us to, microgreens fund v11.json. And then we saved it. We'd gone back here and we had pasted the address. And given, I think this is why I thought I was going to be doing a disappointing channel or not channel, disappointing episode was because I had pasted the address over this, which included the this isn't parentheses, whatever these two dots are at the top are called. I pretty much pasted this in without having those. And I think that may have messed up the or not the contract. That may have messed up the code, but we had added them back in essentially, and then we had refreshed the site, and I'd seen all the error stuff, so I thought, okay, it didn't work. But then I just clicked the X, and then I noticed it had actually popped in on the bottom. So it appears it did work. So yeah, now I guess we'll test the minting function just to make sure that this works properly. So let's just go ahead and mint that NFT. Please connect my wallet first. It says it's connected. Isn't that weird? Let's refresh this. Shit. Here it is. What the hell? Okay, so maybe we still are in a bit of a disappointing setting. I'm so confused though because it says that it's connected. Range. Let me just see here. Yeah, it literally everything is ordered properly. Okay. Let me just read this to see if we can figure anything out. But it's just saying the export ethers was not found in ethers, possible exports. Oh, wait. Oh, wait a minute. I do remember there was something that it had given us that changed this right here, actually. The ethers.provider. Hold up. Let's see if we can figure this out live. Okay, so this was all when we were trying to set up the test ETH. So let's go ahead and see. Where is it? I think this might be it here. So yeah, because this does look a little bit different. Update the provider initialization like this. So let's try this. Hopefully this doesn't just screw with our stuff, but it shouldn't. Let's see. So we'll go ahead and save, because that was the thing that it had told us to edit to see if it fixed it. Hopefully it did. It's doing something over here. Oh shit, it did it. Look at that. Look at that. So, I mean, again, I'm still learning, but I think it may have worked properly. So let's go ahead and just copy and paste this because now we've got HTTP local 303. But let's go ahead and see if this addresses our problems. Okay, so we'll go ahead and connect. Boom. And then our functions are there, so that's good. Nothing's happening when I click the button, though. Why isn't anything happening? Come on now. Hopefully this isn't just like liquidating all my test ETH. No, it's not minting. That's so weird. And also, I don't know why it didn't. Okay, it did specify. That was my fault. I fucked up. So, ugh, dang it. And I have to wait till 1:55 a.m. to make edits. Or not make edits, but to use the best version of ChatGPT. I'm contemplating whether I should wait, and honestly, my gut is telling me I should. But this is a step forward, at least at minimal. I know it's not a lot for today, but I was pretty much just going through this whole thing, trying to figure out how to correct things properly. So, I mean, it looks like we had at least resolved the issue, but like I'm also confused because it looks like it changed on all of these. Like I'm wondering, hold up, like if I go to 300, is it going to look the same? Yeah, they literally all look the same. That's so weird. Okay. Well, nonetheless, we'll leave it there for now. And honestly, I don't want to say I'm going to work on it tonight, but I might. I might. So we did troubleshoot successfully this time. It took us a little while, but we got the code edited. So now the site should so now everything on the site is compiled correctly. We just need to figure out why the NFT function isn't actually minting the contract. Which actually, let me check something real quick. Sorry, this is all over the place. But let me just see here if anything had happened. No, no. So I mean, that is so weird because I remember on the remix when we were playing with this, when we had inputted things to interact with the contract, we had to specify how much of our ETH we were putting up to mint the contract or mint the NFT. So I'm wondering if like there's something like that because literally nothing's happening when I press this, and I don't know why. But again, I would honestly rather have the top version of ChatGPT tell. It's not that the other version isn't great, but this is the farthest that I've gotten so far, and I'm just trying to make sure that we proceed properly. So honestly, I'm thinking when I come back and have this working properly, I'm probably honestly going to just edit the message here because it should then at that point have two separate tracks where this will open up a new conversation starting below, but everything above will still remain the same. So it'll pretty much just be like having gotten it the first time, walking us through the steps to make sure everything's working properly. But again, we at least have the button there. And again, this is like super boring. It's not a very aesthetic site, but we're just trying to get the basics understood. So that way we can start, incorporating after having all the functions included, incorporating more of the aesthetic features to make this look good. Because I mean, colors wise, layout wise, this could definitely be better. But nonetheless, how do I stop share phone? So I know this is like the third time cutting back to wrap up the video, but that's where we're going to leave off for today. We did figure out a few steps that progressed us as far as working with the terminal as well as the code editor, and we were able to edit the code so that we eliminated some of the errors that we were receiving on the front end of the site. So getting closer, gradually, but getting closer. And with that being said, I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.